It seems like only yesterday when I first fired up my dad's old Packard Bell PC, inserted the 3.5-inch floppy disk into the drive, and played a first-person shooter called Doom 2. My mind was blown back then, and I've been chasing that high ever since. Fast forward to this week's release of Doom the Dark Ages on all major platforms. For this review, I played Doom the Dark Ages on the Xbox Series X. While you won't be seeing any bubonic plague, Knights of the Round Table, or demons on horseback, what you will find will be just as much fun, especially if you played Doom Eternal or Doom 2016. Doom the Dark Ages is a prequel to those games, and once again you play as the Slayer, who in this game is basically a slave that is used by a group of alien dudes named the Makers. They control you with this weird energy device called a tether, and you must do what they say. Luckily, they want you to assist their human allies because humans and aliens are fighting a war against the forces of hell, and their leader, Prince Azrak. I know, the story is way out there, but I never played these games for the story anyways. All I know is that I'm armed and there are demons to kill. That's all I really need. The action in Doom the Dark Ages is fast-paced and unapologetic. The game's developers, id Software, used much of what made the prequels enjoyable, and didn't change much of the formula, although they did add some meaningful improvements. One of those is the weapons you get to use to do your killing, especially the addition of the shield saw. This new shield also acts like a weapon, and you can use it to block and parry attacks or throw it at enemies and cut them to shreds. Given the amount of enemies coming at you in this game, it makes the game a lot more tactical. Another notable weapon in this game is you yourself. You're basically a tank, and when you throw yourself from the higher elevations, your landing usually sends a shockwave that kills the lesser enemies. It's pretty cool, but man oh man does it make your character feel really heavy. The game also added other weapons that can be found in each of the stages to add to the familiar shotgun, plasma gun, and chain gun that we saw in the Doom games. There's the Skull Crusher that fires ground up skulls, the Iron Flail, which serves as more of a powerful melee attack, the Accelerator, which is the alternate version of the regular plasma rifle, and much more. The guns in this game have alternate versions that you can use to turn the tide against the demonic hordes, and each can be powered up, adding a bit of an RPG element to the gameplay. Speaking of the hordes, they are relentless and become more difficult to overcome as you progress in the game, and more difficult enemies are introduced. Luckily, the game lets you parry most of their attacks, which is a skill that you would better master early on because it's absolutely critical. The game rewards parries with extra ammo, health, and stun time on the enemies, and in some cases it's the only way to beat the bosses. The bosses in this game aren't too difficult to take out, and they are mostly fun to fight. Even when they summon lesser demons to cheapen the fight, you are usually running around like crazy, killing the lesser enemies and getting your health back up, and going for the main champion or boss once again. Doom the Dark Ages adds gameplay elements that I have never seen in any other Doom game. At a certain point in the game, you climb onto a mecha dragon and ride around taking out enemies. It's pretty dope because you control the dragon from a third-person viewpoint. The game also lets you climb into an Atlan mecha that makes you feel unstoppable in the battlefield. I sort of got the feeling during this part of the game that I was playing a Power Rangers game or something. Don't laugh, but that's what they do in Power Rangers. Part of what makes this game fun are the visuals. You'll be fighting in old castles, demonic landscapes, and abandoned towns that give the game its overall dark mood. The music in this game is quite good, mostly heavy metal tunes that pump you up as you dive headfirst into the battle. I love that. One of the aspects of this game that carried over from the two previous games are the numerous secrets you can find. Now guys, I spent a lot of my time in this game searching for various action figures, scrolls, weapon skins, jewels, and gold scattered around. Sometimes I got frustrated because I couldn't find the way into the chamber that contained the secret, but feeling crazily satisfied once I did. It's all about getting that 100% completion on each of the game's 22 stages, and it adds quite a bit to the game's replay value. For scale, both Doom Eternal and Doom 2016 only had 13 stages each. One of the things that people are gonna dislike about this game is a lack of any multiplayer. It seems as though in this day and age, adding multiplayer to a game like this would be a no-brainer, but alas, the game's developers wanted to make this a more single-player focused adventure that gives you the Slayer's backstory. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not the biggest online gamer, but even I know that this game should have probably included some multiplayer, if for no other reason than to give all the Call of Duty and Fortnite players something else to log on to. But hey, at least there won't be any stupid skins or microtransactions to spoil everything, right? I had a blast playing this game as I enjoy fast-paced, frantic first-person shooters and love both of the game's prequels. I think you will too. Now shout out to the publishers for giving me a free key to review this game and make this video. If you enjoyed this review, or if you have played Doom the Dark Ages, let me know in the comments. Consider subscribing to the Big Retro Show, and I will see you next time.